polygons, which I don't believe is on this sheet. So I'm gonna, for my purpose, go on regular polygon. And I'm gonna write that here, and then on the next page I'll explain what this means. Let's figure out how to find the area of any regular polygon. This can be used for any shape, any polygon that is regular. And what does a regular polygon mean? Remember, that means that all of the sides are exactly the same length, all of the angles are the same. It's a regular polygon. That we have a special formula for. All right, so our formula I wrote was area equals 1/2 A times P. What's A and P? A is the apothem. Oh, what is that? So the apothem is this line right here. It is from the center to any side. Notice that it hits this side, okay? And P is the perimeter. And we know what the perimeter is. It's the distance all the way around. We also might be given, erase that because I messed that up. The radius. So even our regular polygons might have a radius similar to our circles, except for our radius is going to be from the center to a vertex. Center to vertex. So that's how that varies and is different from the apothem. The apothem hits the side, the radius hits that angle. Okay? So we need the apothem and the perimeter in order to find the area. So looking at this example, this 16, that's our apothem, right? It goes from the center to the side. So this is our A. How do I find the perimeter? So an easy way of finding the perimeter, I'm going to write that right here. Perimeter is going to be the side length. So I'm going to say that is S. So this side length, that would be S, times N, and N would be the number of sides. Sides, S is side length. So the perimeter here would be 13.3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 8. And our perimeter is 106.4. So now I can find the area 1/2 times 16 times 106.4. 851.2, and that is centimeters squared. Okay, so this would be good and dandy and fine and easy if every time we were given the apothem and the side length so that we could find the perimeter. But guess what? We won't always have that luxury. So we might have to find the apothem or the side length, either one. And we're going to find it by using our either special right triangles or mostly maybe our trig. I'm going to use trig just because I think it's easier in this instance. So what we're going to do, regardless of whichever one we're trying to find, the apothem or the side length, the first step is we're going to create a right triangle by drawing our apothem and radius. So you can see that in this first example, we already have the apothem. It goes from the center to the side length. And so I'm going to draw a right triangle by drawing my radius from the center to that vertex. And side note, the apothem is always going to create a right angle. And it's noted in, so our apothems create this, create a right angle. So now we have a right triangle. So we need to, I'm gonna pull this triangle out. And I'm gonna turn it right side up, and I'm gonna label this is 5. Okay, in order to do trig or special right triangles, we need to figure out what these angles are. And we really, really, really want to know this angle right here. I guess you could find the other one too. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna find this angle though. And we're gonna find the measure of that angle using our formula n minus 2 times 180. Remember, that's going to give us the sum of all the angles. And then we're going to divide that by the number of sides, and that's going to give us one angle. One angle, if you remember from our polygon unit. Then we're going to divide that by 2. Why are we dividing that by 2? Okay, so this will give us the total sum of all of the angles. Let's go ahead and do that. How many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna say 6 minus 2 times 180. And this is how much? 720. So our total polygon sums to 720 degrees. And then we want to know 1, and 1 is going to give us this full angle here. So I'm going to take 720 divided by 6, and that gives me 120. But if you notice, my radius bisects or cuts that angle right in half, so that's why I need to take that and divide it by 2, and that gives me 60. So this angle right here is 60. Let me take a step back. Why are we doing all this? So we do have the apothem right here, because that's from the center to the side, but we were not given the side length. So that's why we're trying to figure this out. Okay, so we've got our right triangle, and we need to figure out this. That would be this part of our polygon, right? So you could use special right triangles, because this would be 8, 30, 60, 90, or you can use your or you can use your what am I trying to say? Trig, which I'm going to use trig. So we've got our angle here, and this side is opposite, and this side is our adjacent. So we are going to use tangent of 60 equals opposite over adjacent. Remember, when that number is on top and x is on bottom, what we're going to put into our calculator is 5 divided by tangent of 60, and that is 2.89. It's going to equal x. So this is 2.89. That's not our side length though. That's only half of our side length. So I need to multiply this by 2, and that is 5.8. Okay, so finally our side length is 5.2, so I can find the perimeter now. 5.8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides times 6, that's 34.8. Now I have everything I need to know to find the area. 1/2 times 5, our apothem, times 34.8, our perimeter, and our area equals 87 meters squared. Okay, that was a lot. So it's okay if you are confused. I'm going to do another example, and then when you have questions, then just let me know. Okay, so the second example we have is we're given the side length, but we don't have an apothem. So here's our apothem, and we need to figure out what that distance is. So I'm going to draw my triangle. This is 90 degrees. And I need to find my A. Do you see that whenever I draw my triangle, just like we did here, it's only half of the side length? So instead of right here of our triangle, it being 8, it's going to be 4. So my triangle, we need A, we have 4. So again, I'm going to find that angle. All right, so how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 2 times 180. So our total angle degrees sum of the interior angles equals 540. I'm going to divide that by 5, and that gives me 108. That's one angle. And I'm going to divide that by 2, and that's going to give me half of one angle, just 54 degrees. So this angle we're working with is 54 degrees. Again, we've got the opposite and adjacent. So generally, if you are working these problems, then you're going to find this angle right here, and you're going to be finding either the opposite or the adjacent. So generally we're going to just stick with using tangent. So we've got tan of 54 equals opposite over adjacent, or A over 4. A is what we're trying to find. So 4 times tangent of 54 is going to give me A. And when I put that in the calculator, I get 5.5. So our apothem is 5.5. Now I have everything. Oh, let's find our perimeter. Perimeter equals 8 times 5, and that is 40. So we've got 1/2 times apothem times perimeter. That ends up being 110 inches squared. All right, I know that this can be complicated and long, and we're adding in a bunch of things that we have learned. So let me know when you have questions.